The legendary actor Cuba Gooding Jr. once said in one of his iconic movies, Jerry Maguire, "Show me the money."
He did.
He said, "Show me the money."
Okay. He did.
And that's what smaller schools, that's what they say to these bigger schools in non-conference play.
Yeah.
Okay. They say, "Show me the money." But nowhere in the contract is it stated that when you take the check that you gotta just take the ass whooping as well.
That's true.
That ain't nowhere in there.
It's true.
Okay. If it was, then okay. If that was in there, then I would be on y'all's side who say stop playing these money games, stop playing these money games. Okay. While I don't like them, especially that the teams had to go on the road for so long and basically play 2/3 of the damn season on the road. Okay, I don't fucking like that.
True.
But it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So I like the approach that Jackson State University's basketball teams are taking right now. They saying, "Show me the money. But if y'all fuck around, we gonna show you an ass whooping." Okay? So we got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. Before we do, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I am your homeboy first. That is my brother, Tim G. Jacob, the honorable one. And this is the realest, most entertaining show in the game. Put it on something.
Yes, sir.
Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share, put all of your people on it. Okay. Now, y'all know my rule. If y'all watch me for real, my rule for basketball is you got to sweep the week in order for me to strike up the band. Okay. That's the rule. And if we look back on this prior week, okay, since I last spoke to you guys and gals out there, okay, Jackson State's women defeated Southeastern Louisiana. I don't think I've talked to y'all since that transpired, okay. Jackson State's women lost, however, to UCF in a tough one, lost by 9, okay. They beat the draws off of a team down there in Puerto Rico. Mayagüez.
Don't work too hard at it.
Okay.
Beat the draws.
Okay. They beat them 80-33. Okay. But they also whooped St. John's out of the Big East. Okay. They whooped St. John's out of the Big East. All right. Now on the men's side, you had the gentlemen. I think we did talk about this already. I spoke to you guys and girls out there about Jack State beating Missouri. Okay. But since then, they had a tough loss to Georgetown. Right there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Georgetown ended up getting them 88-81. Okay. Next up, they got Arkansas State. Okay, as they continue on the road show. Okay. But last time we talked, the men beat Missouri, and this time the women beat St. John's. So the hell with the fucking rules that I made up myself. Okay.
What you gonna do?
I think.
What you gonna do?
Since those girls did what they did, because St. John's is a name in college basketball, okay?
What you gonna do?
That they value basketball, okay? So I think because of that, it's only right that we strike up
the mother
fucking band. There go. But T, what are your thoughts overall, man, when it comes to smaller schools like HBCUs, having to go out here and on the road like this and the non-conference play and play these money games and the way Jackson State is showing that shit, you can go out here and goddamn compete in these jump.
All I can hear right now is that old Benny Siegel joint. Think it's a game when them things come out. And the reason I say that is because it's simply men's ball has a lot of parity. Okay, men's ball has a lot of parity now. Albeit, you interviewed the young man Brandon Witherspoon last year or earlier this year.
Shout out
in their tournament run. And
Brandon Witherspoon of Florida Atlantic.
Florida Atlantic. I'm
my
sorry.
former players, for those of y'all don't know.
And Brandon Witherspoon and company they just ran up on folks out of nowhere. Now, granted, they are not an FCS school; they're more of an FBS school. But just a simple fact that basically everybody kind of looked at them like, "Oh, it's Florida Atlantic. Yeah, whatever. We'll go play against them." But they were 30-something and 3-4 last year. Everybody just kind of looked at them like, well, they just Florida Atlantic. And then you beat big names and you get to the Final Four, and unfortunately they lose to San Diego State. Was that right? The San Diego State, I believe.
Yeah, they lost in the Final Four. I can't remember who it was.
Yeah, I think it was San Diego State. For some reason, I want to say it was San Diego State. But the beauty of it is that the ball don't lie. And if you got talent, you roll the ball out on the gym floor and you throw it up and you say, let's find out who's who tonight. So Jackson State basketball is growing. I think that's the thing that I think people are trying not to really put attention on, is that basketball talent, there's still layers to it, but the layers are much closer now. It's not like the days of old where we came up and it was okay. In men's ball, at least, Duke, NC, those schools, they were going to be the top tier. Kentucky's, they just had the talent, and smaller schools were not going to be able to compete. But now there's a lot of bettors out there that probably put some money on the Missouri Jackson State game that took that L.
It was some people, the Missouri folks were fire hot. And you being my brother and always talking to me about the gambling thing, I knew some of that had to do with this game mattered a little bit more than just your school pride, the way y'all motherfuckers up here talking.
Okay. It was coin involved.
Now I saw somebody was happy though. Somebody in the comment section was like, I said that spread. I guess maybe, I don't know if the dude bet outright that Jackson State was gonna win.
He took the probably. He probably took the money. He probably took the number. He probably took the spread. He probably took the spread. Yeah, he probably took the margin of victory and got on down. And and again, let's just be honest, that's a part of it. But the money games, I think there's schools out there that are willing to fork out the money. They may not be necessarily willing to fork out to be willing to accept the L. But there's still that ego involved where it's like, okay, we'll pay y'all to come over here, play us for $750,000 or $1 million or 1.5 or whatever. Come play this SEC school in Missouri and come compete. Well, Missouri is the home of Michael Porter Jr. So they've been bringing in kids and got to have some decent talent come through. But on that particular day, when the ball got rolled out, they just caught that L. And I think that's what these bigger schools have got to realize, is that you go call these schools like these schools that have talent, that the Howards and Southerns and Grambling, schools that's got some really good talent. Because what was the other school that rolled one, got a victory? Was it Grambling? They got a win on the road against a.
I can't remember, but I know over the last 2 years, HBCU basketball been whooping some ass in the non-conference.
So
it's been like, I think they might have had the Pac-12 SWAC challenge or something last year, maybe. And a number of games were taken off of motherfuckers then. Like, I just keep saying what folks be saying they want so dearly, especially when Dion was at Jack State and everybody talking about, oh, let's move up to FBS. And some folks was saying we about to go to the fucking Big Ten and shit. When you say you want to be able to compete with and maybe knock off some of these big white schools, well, goddamn it, basketball is doing it.
Yes, sir.
It's doing it. To beat St. John's. St. John's is known for basketball. Okay. Whether
maybe not as much
not
as
much
on
the women's, and not as much on the women's side as the men's side. True enough. But I'm just saying that school values basketball the way we down here value football. That school values fucking basketball. Same thing with Georgetown. Okay, that school values basketball. That's the school of goddamn John Thompson. Okay, Alonzo Mourning, Dikembe Mutombo, Allen Iverson, Patrick Ewing. You know what I'm saying? And we were right there with them without our starting big in Romeo Mansell. Okay, and also without, I guess, just because we're not gonna have them all year, we just ain't bringing it up. But Mr. Ruffin, like, imagine what we'd be doing if that kid was on the squad. You know what I'm talking about? Now with the women, folks should have really expected a lot of this coming off of, last year. You brought them two twin towers back, and Daphne White and Angel Jackson. Yeah. We just did a segment talking about Angel Reese. Both of them girls taller than her. Yeah. Both. Now they not as skilled offensively as she is, of course. Okay. She's an amazing player. Okay. But I'm just talking about in sheer height. A lot of the problems be with these smaller schools. They ain't got the height to match up against these big ass teams. Well, shit, we got a 6'6" and a 6'5", and then we got another 6'5" off the bench. Who that girl still young, she's not gonna play as much when she playing, behind these big ass girls, But Tamika Reed and use that transfer portal to get her some height over there. You feel me? So some of these games, like the Southeast Louisiana, beating them by 9, that should have been expected. Us competing against UCL, I wouldn't have been shocked if we had beaten UCL. Okay,
absolutely.
Beating St. John's, I was not shocked by that. Now it's gonna be a test coming up Friday, against Kansas State, who currently ranked number 16. Okay, but when you got size, and if them girls can stay out of foul trouble,
that's right. That's exactly right. You got to keep it close, and take those teams into the, what they call it, the long, the long throws, into them later innings, or whatever you want to call it, where they expected to just run you off the court, but oh snap, here I am at halftime and I'm only up 4.
In a dogfight.
I'm in a dogfight. See, the HBCU teams, women, men, when you've got them in that frame of mind, typically those teams, if they worried about where they are at, they're not necessarily going to finish you off. And if you got some dog in you, you can close the book on them late in the game. You can put them out their misery. Basketball right now has so much parity. I mean, I just saw it the other day. I just spoke about Florida Atlantic, and they lost to a team in Bryant. Don't nobody know nothing about Bryant. But Florida Atlantic caught that L, playing a team in Bryant, who we know nothing about.
But that basketball, look. If that 3 ball is flowing, if you can get on that offensive glass, get you some extra possessions, if you can, get somebody in foul trouble that's a key girl or a guy for them, some things can shake in basketball that might not shake if you put Jackson State football against Missouri. Which, as much as I love Jackson State football, that's still gonna be so fucking tough because of them big uglies up front. And what you can't get them out like we got how Texas State did us this year. That damn offensive line was gigantic. And there ain't shit you can do to get them off the field. Whereas in basketball, okay, I might be able to target your ass. We're gonna drive at this. We can't do shit about this particular 6'10" they got. No. We're gonna drive the ball at his motherfucking chest and see how many fouls we can put on his ass in his first half and see if he can hurt us over there sitting on the bench.
Get him with 3 in the first half.
Do something. It's a lot of shit you can do. If you have some deficiencies, okay, maybe I can run zone. Let's say I got some deficiencies with my height. Maybe I'm gonna run some zone. Maybe I'm gonna try to run some press. Somebody take advantage that we might be smaller than y'all, but we scrappy and we in shape. There's a lot of shit we can do strategically to stay in these games that it's harder to do it in football because at the end of the day, them motherfuckers have lines that's averaging 6'5", 330. But still got, as my grandma would say, them foots. So they some big motherfuckers, but they still agile enough to do it. That should be tough to deal with. When you play those money football games.
Yeah.
So I'm proud of the teams. Okay, I'm very proud of the teams. I'm gonna keep saying what Coach Mo Williams said: 2 dogs, 1 bone. I love that mantra. Okay, because if you a goddamn dog, that should challenge your manhood. Like, okay, if it's me versus another motherfucker for this resource right here, I got to give it my all to get it.
That's right.
I got to give it my all. And Tamika Reed, then my brother talked about this. So I'm a solo myself right now. Tamika Reed, name your price. Name your price. We want to know what the price is. Okay, I'm sure the AD knows what the price is. Okay, but we, the people, we, the people, want to know what the price is, so we can have a fair shot because we know they coming. We know they coming for you. We just want to have a fair shot. Give us a fair chance to raise the money. If we lose out, we lose out. Okay. And can we raise what the Power 5 can raise? Probably not. But if we can, get you near a meal or right at a meal, I don't know, somewhere up in there where you can feel comfortable, and you still can. You are the fucking queen of the campus. The fan base fucking loves you. Okay.
Yeah.
Where you don't have to go somewhere, and wherever you go, you get lost in their shuffle at some bigger PWI and everything like that. So if we can get somewhere in the ballpark of a number that makes you feel comfortable, let us try, but we need to know a number. So somebody, now Coach Reed probably ain't gonna put that information out there like that. Okay,
of course not.
But somebody close to her, get to her, and you leak the number. Leak the number, okay? So we can find out and we can start doing some things to work on that, okay? We need to know what the number is because we want to retain you.
Just say 1 million.
Write it on a napkin and slide it to
That's right. That's how other deals get made.
Slide it on a napkin.
Just do that right here.
That's all you gotta do. Just slide it. Okay. Slide it. There you go. Wait.
Hold on. You gotta click the pen when you're done.
Right. We just want a fair shot. We just want a fair because I know they on her ass.
And then you just look at them. No, when you get done putting your number down, you just look at them like this here, like.
I think if she gives us a reasonable number, if people like me, I'm gonna keep saying what I'm saying about what motherfuckers need to get behind this basketball. I love what One King put out today on Twitter. I would have to go back and see who that was. But the brother said, them damn students need to walk your ass over to the gym. It's no excuse.
It's no excuse.
Walk your ass over there to the damn gym. Both you can't say the teams suck. Can't say that. You can't say the vibe is lame. They got a DJ up in that motherfucker. The boom be there for most of the goddamn games. They have halftime shows and shit like that. You got everything you might fucking want, okay, including good basketball on the court. You ain't got to drive downtown like you're going to the vet. You can just set your alarm and roll up out of bed in the dorm room and walk your ass to the game. Okay. So we need that. We need that. We get that part from the kids. Okay. And then us grown folks, we use our podcast and do our thing. You know how KC 1400, you know how them boys raise money like this. I think if that woman would give us a number, T, I think we can get close to that number.
Can I throw something out there for getting students to the game?
Okay.
Because they did this to me one time when I was in a particular course at USM, and they basically said you had to go attend one of these to get this grade.
Okay.
They basically said you have to attend you basically just Jack State campus. And I don't care who class it is. For extra grade, you got to go to a game. You got to go to a game. 2 games, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to come back with your stub and say, I was there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I think students just be walking in when they had their ID though.
But I'm just saying, like, basically.
But nowadays they can take a picture. They can take a picture and as the proof that they were there. There should be time stamp.
But I remember where I was told I had to prove that I was there.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember what it was, but it was a certain class at USM where everybody's like, you got to prove to me that you was there. But I'm just saying though, those kind of things to me, I think would help.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like go attend, go be a part of it, go see it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you know, to me, I think there's not enough. Is there enough marketing on the campus
for basketball?
For basketball,
not. It's not like
easy to fall into football because
it's not like football.
Yeah, like football is easy. Tailgating, you know it's finna go down. It's finna be lit. Whoop de whoop.
I don't know about on campus. I had to ask my young boys like the vibe on campus for for the rallying folks to go to the basketball game. But in terms of online, my timeline, because people, your time, you know how the algorithm works, it's gonna try to feed you shit that's appealing to you.
Absolutely.
So of course, the folks that's on my timeline, they doing right. They saying stuff about it and shit like that. But I still see that from our data, I know damn well when I put this shit out, it's not gonna do as well as the segment I did about football with my OGC Lee. It's not gonna do as well as the segments about Deion Sanders. It's just not. Hell, I did a segment last week about Angel Reese that did like 2,000 or something. In the segment that I did about Jackson State basketball, it might have done 1,000.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it just but if football had beat Missouri, and I did a segment about that shit would have did 5,000 plus.
Oh, I'd have probably been tired of looking at my timeline.
Yeah. Okay. The shit I did about Jackson State losing to Alcorn did 1.6 thousand. The shit I did about Jackson State beating SEC Missouri in basketball did 1,000. So I can tell from the data that the energy, be different.
It do.
You know.
But the truth be told, Basketball, in my eyes, is a taster's choice. And
It's
it
like
kind
the
of, to me,
second most popular sport in the world right now.
but to me though, it's just pro ball. Pro ball is it. Pro ball is everything. Like college ball, I think a lot of people don't identify with college ball the way they identify with pro ball. And I don't really know what that is, other than maybe because of the simple fact that it's the NBA. And when you know, the things you come up knowing. Like, okay, me, for instance, I was a Bulls fan. Lakers, that was my granddaddy. It was Lakers a bus. Me, my pops, we was Jordan fans, et cetera, et cetera. We flocked to that. And because of Jordan, I became an NC fan. So that's what I jumped on. So me loving ball and playing ball, NC fan I was. So I had to suffer through the Duke days. But that's neither here nor there.
But see, okay, that shit. People used to have either they were Duke, they were North Carolina, they were Kentucky, you know what I'm talking about. But now that some of that has dissipated because everybody just staying 1 year and moving on. But at like the HBCU level, they ain't getting them one and dones like that. So, like, you getting to see, like with the women, of course, with the women's side, the women aren't doing the one and done.
No.
Even at the highest level. You know what I'm saying? Because Caitlin Clark, if Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese were guys, they definitely been in the NBA right now.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Ain't no fucking doubt about it.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely.
But when it comes to the men's game, you get to see some of these guys stay numerous years. You get to see them, grow in it and stuff like that. If you pay attention at some of these smaller programs, you know what I'm saying? You get to see some of these guys stay a while and grow, and you can grow an attachment to them. Seems like it's more regional.
Yeah, it is.
No, and you got those pockets where folks just love the shit. Whereas when we were growing up, men's college basketball, what would they had an ACC night on ESPN. You had a Big East night.
Yep.
On ESPN, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the Big East night, the ACC night. You used to be able to see like the team, the introduction, like the team introduction stuff, where the teams would, come out and show hey, this is the team, and this is your 2023, 2024 NC Tar Heels, and you
one and done just didn't kill that.
One and done did kill that.
But as we said earlier, that one and done shit has opened an opportunity for smaller schools, though, like HBCU, because now you ain't got to deal with these uber athletic, uber talented motherfuckers. They already in the league.
Yeah, they in there.
They and if you do have to deal with them, you dealing with the freshman version of them.
That's
you know what I'm talking about? Well, they still talented, but they probably ain't as strong, probably not as heady. You feel me?
Yeah.
So if you got some chemistry and some continuity, if you've been on the weights, you a senior laden team, you've been on the weights, so you strong, and you going against one of these high-powered SEC or ACC teams or whatever like that, but they led by a little skin ass 18-year-old, you might can knock them off.
Florida Atlantic. I mean, because they had juniors, they had some experience, they had some time together, and the thing about college ball that I think people don't really acknowledge is that, damn, when you get hot, you're hard to deal with. Like college, think about it. We've seen a lot of 2 seeds, 3 seeds, 4 seeds go home because they just had that night where they were off, and then boom. We watched who's the team that beat Michigan State that year? Was it Howard that beat Michigan State one year? I think they were a 2 seed, and Howard was like a 15 seed. And I think that was Mateen Cleaves and them.
It happens.
They effed my whole bracket up. I remember that because my bracket was destroyed after that. So, it's just, I think the money games The money games are good, but like you said in the beginning, in the league, there ain't nobody tell y'all that we were just coming here to just go roll the ball out and just bounce it around and look like the Washington Generals. Was it the Washington Generals?
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
the expectation that you just gonna get a win.
Like that's
Like South Carolina beat the shit out of Valley. Okay. They done.
yeah, you didn't say nothing about that. You're supposed to explain to me why that happened.
Done. Okay. That was crazy. But that ain't got to happen. Now that's South Carolina. That woman got it's the program right now. It's the program. So if you gonna play Valley, hell, Jackson State probably gonna beat Valley by 30 to 50 points this year. Okay.
They should.
So, but when you were smaller school and you work in the transfer portal like Tamika Reed is doing, you recruiting nationally. I think Coach Mo just picked up a kid from California. I think I saw that on my timeline. We got somebody to commit from out there. Okay. You can knock off somebody. You ain't got to take no ass whooping. You can take the check, but you don't have to take no goddamn ass whooping. So it's on the fan bases to get behind these damn programs.
That's correct.
Get behind these programs. Look at what my brother just told you. Howard knocked off. That's a blue blood. Well, I ain't gonna say blue blood. Michigan State ain't viewed as a blue blood, but it is a top tier program under Coach Izzo. This is the damn school of Urban Magic Johnson. Hell,
right. Well, they still continue. They're still seen as a blue blood because they.
I hesitated on that.
20 years.
Blue blood.
I'm talking Izzo.
North Carolina. I think Duke. I think Kentucky. You know, they steeped in decades and decades and decades and decades of glory. You know what I'm saying? I know under Izzo, he's built that shit. Yeah. You know, into something real. So, but it's doable. You playing in the same tournament with them. You got to roll the ball out. It ain't all this FCS versus FBS bullshit. It ain't even the FBS versus Group of Five. You know, the Power Five. You know, we in the college football playoff. Like, football is so stratified.
Yeah.
People love to talk about FBS versus FCS, but what about Power Five versus the Group of Five? When's the next time we gonna see a Group of Five team be in contention for like? You know, when we were at Southern Miss and TCU had a chance to be in the BCS.
Yeah, we messed that all up.
Y'all, these young boys out here don't know shit about the BCS. They don't know about the BCS.
Well, Tulane. I don't know if Tulane was considered Power Five or Group of Five. I'm trying to remember if they were considered that, but a lot of people considered Tulane against USC as a mismatch. Mm-hmm. And Tulane last year beat USC in a bowl game. Mm-hmm. That was like big.
But they don't get them chances to be in the playoff. Mm-hmm. You get the same fucking few names.
Yeah, absolutely.
Every damn year for this fucking playoffs. You know, you're gonna have Ohio State is gonna be in it, either Alabama or Georgia, or whoever is the powerhouse of the SEC at the time, gonna have a chance to be in it. You know, that's what it's gonna be.
You know what they say though? Where the money reside, where the money reside, where the money reside.
And in football, that's what it's gonna be. But like in basketball, some of these smaller schools can knock your ass off and have these Cinderella runs. It happens every single year. Okay, usually it's one of these small PWIs. Okay, I think George Mason comes to mind.
Yeah.
I don't know why they popped in my head, but they just
George Mason had a run. I mean, they went to the Final Four.
So I think that type of shit is something more to aspire to, you know, being like them rather than aspiring to Jackson State football ever being Alabama. It just takes too much money and the racial wealth gap is just too goddamn vast for us to think we finna do that. You know what I'm talking about? But at any rate, I'm proud of these programs and I say keep kicking ass.
The guys too.
Put it on something.
Please subscribe to my daddy's YouTube channel because the more subscribers he gets, the more attractive he looks to sponsors. The more attractive he looks to sponsors, the more money he can make. And the more money he can make, the more money he can spend on me.